All right, good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday morning for. All right, man, let's get this. Ooh, I have to turn my little speaker on. There we go. Just that. Let's go. Go. Okay, that's on. Speaker's on. Video's on. All right, everybody. Wednesday morning. It is 60 degrees here in Hampstead. Feels pretty nice out. It rained last night. The roads are a little wet, so I'm curious to find out whether we're going to have any, windshield mist, road mist. Let's call it that for lack of a better word. All right, here we go. Lights on. We're ready to roll. 2 deliveries today. They are both in the van. So we're going to Lenny's and Woodaday. Now, I didn't get any road mist on my windshield driving up, but I really didn't have anybody riding in front of me. So, it normally comes off their tires. We'll find out. Only a live streaming mobile camera person would care about the moisture level on the road. But we do care. Here we go. $60 degrees this early. I think it's going up to 90 degrees today. So yeah, we jumped right into summer. Spring really didn't happen. Maybe next week. But this week, we're in summer. I think I have to cut my grass again already, too. Seems like I just did it a couple days ago, but I guess it's been almost a week. Let's see what happens when we catch up to these cars. Coffee. Tax day, everybody. Tax day. If you haven't filed them yet, today's the day. If you get a refund, hopefully you did it a while ago, so you get your money. If you owe money, today's the day. I owe money this year. I don't like that. But see, since I'm retired now, the money comes out. I guess I have to set it up with Social Security. Social Security. Wow, that makes you sound old, doesn't it? Anyway, I don't have any money coming out of my Social Security. And, I didn't really owe any. I didn't owe much in federal, but I owed state tax. So, hey, Maryland, you're welcome. You're welcome. Of course, they do give us some pretty good roads. The roads in Maryland are pretty nice. So, I can't complain. They keep them up pretty good. Oh, you know what? I think we'll ride through Roasters. We'll go through the business route today for 2 reasons. One, the speed is a little lower, so you don't get the road. Even if we do have an issue with road spray, it would be less, I think, on a road with a lower speed limit. But I noticed the last couple of days, they're like doing major work on resurfacing. Maybe it's a bad idea to ride through now that I say that out loud. They're doing all this work. I think they do the work at night. Technically, this is probably night to them. What the heck? Let's give it a shot. Let's do it anyway. See what happens. But I don't want anybody to say I told you not to do it. Okay. Go ahead. Put it in the comments when we get through. If we get stuck in some hour-long backup, it's not going to happen though. I could almost walk to Lenny's in an hour from there. But I'd have to make several trips because of the trades. Anyway, I noticed that they're like, they've taken the road down to the rough. You know how they like, if they're going to resurface it, they just take it down a few inches and it's like real, like, it's almost got a pattern to it. It's like just ground up. It's like little ridges. So that's what they have done to a pretty large section of Reisterstown Road. And I think it's because they did resurface the road only a few years ago. But since then, they've had to do some extensive construction under the road. I think they've either been replacing a pipe or something because they've been doing all this work on the road, which I would imagine wasn't planned. Otherwise, you would have thought they would. Otherwise, you would have thought they'd wait until they were done before they surfaced it to begin with. Then again, you never know. So far, so good with the road mist. The rainbow cake that I'm taking to Lenny's today has a little happy birthday sign in it. Somebody's gonna get a rainbow cake on their birthday. I hope you're not watching my live stream. Hopefully it wasn't a surprise. Actually, if the person who is having a birthday and they're getting their cake from Lenny's today, April the 15th, and you're watching my YouTube live stream today, you're going to be viewer of the month. The likelihood is so slim that I'm going to make you viewer of the month if you're watching this live stream. So I want everybody in the state of Maryland who's having a birthday today to tune in right now. Make sure that we get the person. Okay, maybe that was a dumb idea, but still. I think it rained quite a bit last night, and I don't know why. Last night. He's not really afraid of thunderstorms, and I don't think it was a thunderstorm, but he kind of clung to me last night. I was finishing up my taxes and sending them away.
6448 says good morning.
Hey, good morning, Hala. Happy April 15th. Goodness, what is this guy doing? That was a dumb move. If you didn't have the trailer, it probably would have been fine. How you been, Hala? Did you do your taxes? I hope. Tax day. I sent mine away last night because I owe state tax.
Hala 6448 says you were finishing your taxes.
Yeah, I was. Well, I mean, I had done them, and I figured out that I owed money because this was a weird year for me because my retirement started last year. So, and I didn't have any tax taken out of my Social Security. And I kind of had
6448 says you wait till the last minute.
No, I knew I was going to owe money. And so I didn't want to send it in and do my money. You know, I do TurboTax. So I just pay it at the same time that I file it. So I waited until last night. I could have waited till today. That would have been technically the last minute. But I have this, when I do that, I always got money back. So I always filed my taxes as early as I could.
Hala 6448 says law.
Yeah, I used to file them really early, but now this year I knew I was going to owe something. I owed the state, like I owed the federal a little bit of money, not much, but I owed the state. So I got to figure out. I don't know how I can get state tax withheld. Maybe I don't even need that for next year. Last year was kind of weird because I had a mix of incomes. My Social Security didn't start until August or September, actually. Social Security. I just feel it feels weird to say I'm getting Social Security. It just sounds so old. But anyway. And I just took the standard deduction. I probably could, if I wanted to put a whole lot of time into it, I probably could have tried to itemize stuff, but usually my taxes are pretty simple. And hopefully the governor calls me. I mean, he'll probably call me today, you know, to thank me for paying my taxes. He's like that. Very nice guy.
6448 says I got back from both but had to send in first quarter for this year.
You had to send it. Oh, you got back? Oh.
Plus 6448 says yes, I am sure you'll get a thank you card in the mail.
Yeah. You know, they should do that. Or at least send out a thank you email. I mean, that might be more cost effective. All right, I'm going to ride down Reisterstown Road because I want to see. I think they're doing a lot of work on the road. That's where my tax money's going. So I'd like to see my tax money in action. And I think we're going to see it today. Now, this could be an awful idea. Okay, I'm just throwing this out here. But if they work on the road at night, which I think they do, then we could be riding into a mess. But I feel up to it. Maybe they're finished. Maybe they're not working tonight. I don't know. But I think they're going to resurface this road, which is really good because it has been in very bad shape since they had to do. So yeah, there we go. Here we go. We're about to use caution. Use caution. Okay, nothing yet. See, they're not working over there yet, though. Here we go. So this is that road where they've ground it down. Yeah, they're not out here tonight working on it. But you can see how they have prepared it to be resurfaced. And here's a section right here is where I paid. Right here. That's my section right there. Yeah, they've definitely ground it all up. I think this is really bad if you're on a motorcycle. I don't have a motorcycle, but I believe this.
Oh, 6448 says I hate that rough road.
Yeah, it's very rough. But once they do this, they've got the whole road from side to side is completely done now. They did one side one day and one side. Oh, here we go. This is the end of it now. Boom. They did one side and then the other, but it's completely across the road now. I don't think it takes them long to lay the new asphalt. So I think that's going to be done pretty quick. They need to go further up though. So that's a pretty big section. But they need to do the area up by the.
Oh, 6448 says here they grind and then let it stay that way for a few weeks.
Oh, they do? Does it have to stay like that for a few weeks? I never noticed that. Why is that? So it settles, maybe? See, this road's pretty nice. This was done pretty recently. I think the only reason they have to do that is because they had maybe it was an emergency type of thing where they had to go and they dug up a good section of the road to, I guess, replace a pipe or fix a pipe or something.
Oh, 6448 says just in case there is any gas, water, or other leaks.
Oh. Huh. Well, when it's rough like that, it's not too bad. One of the worst parts about that is that the manhole covers are sticking up a few inches. You know, they've ground it down, And that part is a little rough, but it's bad if you ride over a manhole cover because they're like popped up a couple inches. Food Authority. The Food Authority.
Alice 6448 says exactly, especially if have a low car or as you say motorcycle.
Yeah. Well, and is it bad for motorcycles because the little ridges will catch tires and kind of, I guess that's part of that's a problem too, right? Because you got a thinner tire. They did a good job on this part of the road a few years ago.
At Hollis 6448 says yes, and also all the loose gravel.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true. I watched your video. I don't know if I added a comment or not. I watched that video about, where was that house? Was it Vanderbilt? Where there was a car show. It's pretty cool looking. All the cars were parked on the lawn, it looked like.
Alice 6448 says yes, Vanderbilt Mansion. Alice 6448 says beautiful house and grounds but small car show.
Yeah, it did. It did look like a smaller number of cars there. Well, you got them all. You got shots of them all moving too, and they were all driving away, coming up through the lawn. depending on how the day looks today, I might go down to the inner and see what it looks like down there. I have no idea. I think the buildings down there are still standing, but
Plus 6448 says, in fact, I went there after picking up my taxes from the tax guy.
Ah. So do you mail them in, or do you do it? Does he give you the paperwork and you just mail it, or does he file it for you electronically? I like TurboTax, but they're always trying. I mean, first of all, it's not cheap. TurboTax is not cheap. I think I paid like 200 and something for the what I think is the cheapest. It's hard to tell.
Plus 6448 says, that would be cool. You have wanting to do that for a while.
Yeah, go down to the Inner Harbor. Yeah, I think it's going to be nice enough today and warm enough that I might go down there. Because I don't know, I don't think they've started tearing anything down, but I just want to check that out, maybe take some footage, see what's going on down there. I think they might have pictures of what is
He says,
coming.
hello people of Earth.
Mookie, how are you? Good morning. Happy tax day. People of Earth.
Plus 6448 says he does it electronically and prepares my quarterly for this year.
Ah, that's good.
Plus 6448 says, good morning Mookie. Mookie C says, many happy returns to you, too.
Mookie, how have you been? Were you on the on that space mission? You know, I saw, if you haven't seen the interviews with those astronauts, they were really some good.
At Mookie C says, good morning to you. At Hala 6448. At Hala 6448 says, TurboTax is 200 but it's good for a few years.
No, I think I pay that every year.
Mookie C says, I said many happy returns to you. Tax returns. Get it?
Oh. Yeah. It's early, Mookie. Happy return. Yeah, I Well, see, you started with the Earth. So I'm thinking you were out traveling, you came back, you weren't, that's, so. I did get thrown off, though. That's a good one. It was a good one. Oh, by the way, you guys, the car is gone. We never did a contest, but the car is gone. It's not sitting on the other side of that van. It's gone. Let's see. But what I was going to say is, if you haven't seen the interviews with those astronauts, I don't remember what the guy's
Plus
name is.
6448 says, really it's 200 every year. I pay less than that for him to do mine.
Yeah, see, I thought that's probably, I think that's crazy. I think I pay 200 every year. I probably got ripped off. It's very hard. They make it very hard for you to tell what version you're using. Are you using the basic? Are you using the premium? Are you using...
King C says I think 200 is a bit too rich.
It is. Hey, I'm not going to argue. It is too much. Hold on. The window's getting a little... Let me just do this so I don't forget. Well, see, they're constantly trying to sell you more, right? If you've ever done TurboTax, you know how like every 5 or 6 pages that you go through, they send an ad to you like, hey.
I wonder if you can get a tax deduction on that.
Probably. I'd have to ask them, and they'd probably charge me to... I'd probably say, hey, I want to know whether this is a tax deductible thing, and they'll say, yes, it is. But that question involved an expert, and you have to pay $50 more for our personal service. I mean, every 15 minutes, a thing pops up and says, "Hey, do you want to speak to an expert? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that?"
6448 says I thought once you have it, you just get an update each few years. At Mountain-Q7L says yes, you can claim preparation as a deduction.
Yeah, that sounds right. Oh look, here we go. This is my guy. I'll just wait for him. Go in with him. Yeah, they're always trying to sell you more though. Every 15 minutes.
says TurboTax nickels and dimes you to death, except it is tens and hundreds.
Yeah, that's correct. All right, I'm gonna head up to the turn you guys around. Well, I'll leave you like that. I'm heading up to the door. I thought he heard me. He looked like he heard me, but now he's... Oh. Hello. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hang on. You guys out there, I just want to do that so he can get in. He just pulled in. Thank you. Glad I didn't wait for him, you know what I'm saying? It's taking him forever to get out of his car today. How are you doing?
I don't know. I just take this cough.
Oh, yeah. It takes a while for your lungs to get cleared up. All right, let's see what's going on. Do, Here we go. Two, three, four. Huh, it's funny. So here's our little, I'll show you. There's our little birthday cake. Get out of the way. So they didn't want us to write it on there, they just wanted the little, but look, I noticed 2 eclairs, 3 chocolate mousse bombs, and 4 raspberry cookies. 2, 3, 4, I thought that was kind of cool. All right, it was stupid, but I liked it. All right, guys, I'll be right back. We'll be right back. And 1 cake. Actually, I got 1 cake, 2 eclairs, 3 bombs, and 4 cookies. Then the numbers go up after that. Racks are moving. Everybody's pushing the rack. All right, man, have a good day. When is this done? Wow, we're kind of early today. Did I leave early? I don't think I said what time it was.
Plus 6448 says 243. Sounds like a sale or something.
That was 234. 243. 2 for 3 would be a sale. 2 for 3. So you pay for 3 and you get 2. I don't think that's a good deal. Yeah, I'm going to sell these to you. 2 for 3. 2 for 3, right? Wouldn't that mean that you paid for 3 but you got 2? I think that's it's a good marketing technique, maybe, if you confuse people. So look, there's no car here. I just want to make sure you all see that. No car, no car, no car, no car. It's gone. It's gone.
Team C says, it takes a while for your lungs to clear out. Seemed like sound medical advice. Did you go to medical school? At Hala 6448 says, oh, you're right. Paula6448 says number 2 of the item for $3.
Number 2. But there was actually a one thing. There was a cake there too, right? So there was one cake, 2 eclairs, 3. This
He
is
says still, I like that math. At Hala 6448.
This is like it's like a Christmas song. 4 raspberry cookies, 3 chocolate mousse bombs, 2 eclairs, and 1 rainbow cake. It could use some work, but it could be a new Christmas song. Well, we're following the story.
6448 says you should have recommended he take 2 donuts and call you in the morning. At Mukim C says and a partridge in a pear tree.
Yes, you're right. I should have. Next time I'm going to go with them. I don't know. What do you do for congestion? I'll take him some Robitussin. I'll wear a stethoscope.
(1973) says good morning everyone. At Toyo 1973 says hello Mookie and Hala Chris.
Hey.
At Hala 6448 says is that the fellow who likes to eat the prunes and lets everyone know.
Yeah, it is.
Hala 6448 says he will return.
Come on now. There we go.
At Mooking C says the whole trip.
There we go. I think we're back now. I don't understand why that happens. All right, here we go.
Hala 6448 says you're back.
Yeah, you didn't miss much. I heard somebody say right away, "Did we lose Craig?" And then I thought, "Uh-oh, that's not good." It's so weird because there's nothing bad in that area. It's a dead zone. Dead zone. I think that's happened before in that same spot. What I was going to say though is I think that blowing you had a good idea about the powdered donuts, because if he tries to blow the powder off the donut, that would be a good exercise for his lungs. You don't want to inhale the donut powder, but you could blow it. And it's a birthday cake, so that you could put a candle on the birthday cake and try to blow the candle out. So there are a lot of exercises he could get from the items I've delivered.
Gal says good morning Craig and chat. At Nukim C says maybe you need to put some aluminum foil on your phone like an old-fashioned TV antenna. At Hala 6448 says good morning NYGAL.
Good morning.
At Nukim C says
New
good
York
morning.
gal.
At Nigel 333. At Toyo 1973 says morning Nigel.
New York gals in the band. New York gal, how did you make your short the other day? The one that like hypnotizes people when they stare at it. You know, if you just watch it for a while, because you know it starts to loop, you eventually you lose all consciousness. It's tax day, New York gal. Make sure you got your taxes filed. I wonder if I covered the Starlink unit on the top of the van with aluminum foil. Maybe that'll work. Or at least put a couple spiky things on it. It's my lane, man. Get over a way.
Short gal says just to make vertical short.
But what is it from? How did you make it? Like, is it AI or is it... Like, what were you filming? I mean, I looked at it first few times I'm watching it, I'm like, should I know what this is? Like, is this something that I should recognize? That was my first thought. It takes Mookie, it does take a while for your lungs to clear out after you've had...
Paula6448 says I didn't see the short, but I think I watched a full version of something mesmerizing.
Was that stream? I mean, I've never heard anybody say that my live stream was mesmerizing, but I'll... All right, now we are going to buffer. We're in the dense forest. Buffers. You've got to be going.
Team C says I think we lost him again. New York gal says it was out nice in the 80s yesterday and had ban on last night. Excited for some...
Come back. Why doesn't it come back yet? Are you still buffering? Oh, you are back. Okay, good.
Team C says back.
Okay, as long as you come, that's good. Save me from restarting again. It used to always come back. Mookie, did you cut your grass? I would assume by now you did.
Plus 6448 says it seemed too hot all at once. Supposed to break a record for hottest day today. New York gal says no 70s. At Mookie says same here. At Nigel 333. We had a thunderstorm roll by earlier. Thunder at night is cool.
Yeah, I had storms last night. I didn't hear
Gal
thunder.
says it did, and then we had rain, thunderstorm, and a beautiful sunset.
Oh, you had your rain before sunset? I ran through like right around sunset, a little after.
Plus 6448 says I still haven't taken my Christmas tree down.
Oh my goodness. Isn't it getting dusty?
Gal says rain, yes, storm before and after sunset. It stopped for the sunset actually.
Oh, that's good.
New York gal says holla same ha ha ha. At Mookie says grass cut. Yes. I had a nice pile of cut grass after the first mow.
Well, that's
New
good.
York gal says I think I will today actually then sleep.
Had a little fog back there. That's the area with the reservoir, so it does get a
Plus
little foggy.
6448 says, but I did take my snow brush and shovel out of the car.
So now winter is officially over. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a record here, but I think we're supposed to get up to 90, 91, something like that. Which is pretty unusual.
C says that should be the next contest. When will at Hala 6448 and at NYGAL 333 take their trees down? At Hala 6448 says yeah, I thought it's safe to remove at this point. New York gal says finally it was out bad this year, glad it's gone. I don't like summer heat, but this year I am all for it. At Mount Cayman-Q7L says we need 10 inches of rain. In 90s today.
That's a lot of rain.
Gal says Mookie, it's been up since December 2024.
So you had it up. You had your Christmas tree up for all of 2025. You never took it down. Did you change decorations? Like, did you put?
Gal says I'll post a pic and then post a pic of it gone, smiley face.
I mean, do you have like 4th of July decorations you could put on it? Keep the
Gal says yes, sir.
Keep the fireworks away from it.
Plus 6448 says you say that now NYGAL, but when it's over 100 for days, will you still feel the same?
Was it a real?
Gal says no, I wanted to do Rachel season but haven't.
Was it a real tree? Because that would add a whole new.
Team C says put me down for April 15, 2031, at Nigel 333. New York gal says no, I'm sure once it hits 80 I will whine and complain. New York gal says it's fake, silly goose.
I was going to say, if it was real, it would be a fire hazard at this point. I would highly recommend that you remove it. But if it's artificial, you're okay.
New York gal says she's coming down today, making it a gossel.
Oh,
New York gal says goal.
Today's the day. April 15th, 2026. Like, do you have to take it apart and put it in a box, or are you just going to take it and put it in a closet somewhere, as is? I have seen people do that. I think I saw somebody recommending that. Like that you just have a closet in your house where you keep the tree and you don't even take it down. You just basically put it in the closet.
New York gal says yes, sir.
All right, we're going to check up on you.
6448 says I cannot take down mine today. I am not home. New York gal says put it in box and put in closet where I keep all decorations.
Holla's not home. He's out gallivanting.
Paula 6448 says that would be cool, just have it on wheels, roll it into closet.
Yeah, I really did see somebody recommend
New
that.
York gal says yes.
I mean, that'd be pretty convenient. You don't have to take the lights off. So if you have your tree up this long, though, my question would be, like, are you still turning it on? Like, do you turn the lights on and do all of that occasionally? Every day? You know, like, does that ever happen?
York gal says having it up kinda spoils and makes it not feel like Christmas on Christmas.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
York gal says yay sir, I turn them on for Jesus' birthday, Easter and etc.
Alright, should I pass this truck? I'm not gonna pass the truck. I'm just gonna should have passed the truck. That's alright. We're ahead of schedule. There's definitely some fog out here.
Paula6448 says if I do take it down and box it, I consider just leaving in the box, putting it in the corner, and decorating the box next year.
That's a good idea.
Says the lights came made on them just HSVE to take of decorations take me 10 minutes tops.
Oh, that's good. So you don't have to put the lights on. They're already on it. That's convenient. I like that idea. 'Cause that's one of the more time-consuming parts. Box. We're very early today.
Paula6448 says don't forget to unplug it before you put it in the box. New York Gal says once I take the tree down there will be a nice corner spot for you to try on your suspenders. Kelcat says pre-lit trees are the way to go.
So, if you decorate the box, though, are you going to put lights on the box? Like, are you going to... You know what I mean? We got a rack. Good morning. Like, how's that going to work? Oh, all right. Let's do it. This is becoming our thing now. I do this. Boom.
Paula6448 says yes.
Look,
that
it's-
box will be decked out.
Oh, wait a minute. Look. Still there. Anyway, just want to point that out. All right. Oh, he brought me my trays too. Damn. That's nice. Guy knows what's going on. Here we go. What do we have here today? 96 donuts. Cream filled, Boston cream, jelly. It's all the filled stuff. Chocolate strawberry. Notice they're 20 on a tray. 20 on a tray. What do we got? Just two? Just two Fruity Pebbles today.
Gal says good morning, Ken.
Kelcat's in the van. Oh no, look, two more. We split up the Fruity Pebbles. There were two on one and two on the other. Spread out the mini danishes so they take up a whole tray, but they didn't get that nice. Oh, here's the cronut, by the way. Somebody, the other day we were talking about cronuts. And somebody says, show me a cronut. Hold on.
That says good morning all.
Hold on. Ugh. See, that's a cronut right there. Zooming in on the cronut. Maybe I'll make that my There we go. That's going to be my, whatchamacallit. Oh, we got somebody to drive through. Shh. I'm listening. You know you want a donut. You know you do. Look, maybe I should roll the tray by her. Look at the donuts. You know you want a donut. They're good for your lungs. Donuts are good for your lungs. It's a new thing. All right. Thanks, man. Have a good day. See ya. Tell you what, these trays have. All right, here we go. Boom. Pink sky over there. Oh, you know what? They don't have the trash can out here anymore. I wonder what happened to the trash can. Maybe they got tired of emptying it. They're like, look, if you can't empty the trash can, we're just going to take it away. All right, 2 deliveries down. We are done.
York Gal says the glove bandit took it. Telcat says there goes the trash can contest. At Mooking C says I wonder what they threw it away in. At Holla6448 says that stop seemed to smoother. No medical or bowel moment discussions.
Well, yeah, you want to have a smooth delivery just like you want to have smooth other things, you know what I'm saying? Oh look, highs came down under $4. That's good. That's moving. That's progress. Moving in the right direction.
At Mooking C says what are you saying? New York Gal says sunrise sunrise.
What am I saying? Oh, what am I saying? About the smooth? Well, you had brought up bowel movements. So, I think people, the goal is to have a smooth bowel movement. That's what I was saying. Okay, you made me say it. Again, just really part of my medical background. I think people should just, like on YouTube, you always see people saying this is not financial advice, this is not legal advice, this is not medical advice, this is blah, blah, blah. Always saying that, right? I think people should just own it. They should just say, hey, this is medical advice, okay? This is legal advice. See what they do. Probably wouldn't last that long, though. Somebody would end up suing you, I guess. It's the way we society.
Angela.co5b says, good morning, Craig.
Good morning, Angela. It is 6:19.
6448 says, good morning, Angela.
Oh look, there was a possum laying in the road. I think he was dead, but he might have been
says, do you give out official bakery advice?
I do. My bakery advice is eat a donut a day.
Fort Gal says, good morning, Angela.
Well, no. Let me rephrase that. Eat a pastry a day.
He says, good morning, at Angela.co5b. Says, I've heard donuts are good for your lungs. New York Gal says, no, Craig, mom gave my son a donut for like a year daily and now he overweight with buddy belly.
He must have been eating something else too. You couldn't do that on just a donut.
That says, but his lungs are great.
He can breathe like nobody's business.
Angela.co5b says, good morning, Hala, Nigel, and Mookie. Fort Gal says, I'm kinda worried this spring and summer is fitness time hardcore.
It is. I mean, really. It's like if you want to feel good this summer, you got to be starting now. This is a good time to start. Well, it already feels like summer, actually. I mean, if we get up to 90 degrees today, that's pretty summerish.
Plus 6448 says, got be starting something. Got be starting something. Fort Gal says, holla.
Right now it's got that.
It says high of 93 today, high of 54 on Monday.
Oh, is that right? I knew it was going to get cooler, but I didn't know that. That's a lot cooler. Wow. I mean, really, 50s, 60s, that's where it should be right now anyway. I turned the air conditioner on last night. It was just starting to feel kind of, I think because the rain was coming through.
Gal says high of 74 today.
74 is a good temperature. That's not too bad.
Plus 6448 says 54 is good donut eating weather.
It's perfect, and it's good for your lungs too. The cool air is excellent for your lungs.
Team C says, what other temperatures are your favorites?
My range is maybe 60 to 90.
Or Gal says, when you get monetized, you should HSVE donut emojis.
What? Oh. Donut emojis.
Pat says, I like 72 degrees, but 71 really pisses me off.
Yeah, that's the breaking point for you.
Co5B says, when did you start or make your channel?
How about 73?
New York Gal says 60 to 90 you were saying.
Yeah, that's the range. I like that range. I actually started my channel. I think if you look at my About Me page, I started like way back, 2009 or something. But all I did then was like set up my account. Whatever the date is, all I really did then was set up an account on YouTube. And then I put in 2015.
Plus 6448 says, I like 60 and 70s. Hellcat says 70 itself is fine. Just keep that 71 crap away from me.
Well, so in 2015, my dogs had puppies. And so I had some footage. I had people online.
Gal says I was all about 50, 70, but no, I'm going to say 60 to 80.
Watching my puppies. And I had some videos of my puppies. And that's really all I did with it for years. I didn't come back to start live streaming until last year. I think it was like October maybe last year is when I started. I think I'm coming up on 6 months of live streaming. And I just started doing it every day.
Pat says if we all keep talking, Craig will never get this story out.
Exactly. No, I've adapted pretty well to just trying to hear her out. I could turn her down too if I wanted to. I was watching this one guy, this one 18-wheeler guy that drives and has
Plus 6448 says, what story?
Going. What story? The story of when I started YouTube. When I started YouTubing.
Plus 6448 says he's telling a story.
No, it's over now. Done. But my most popular video is one with my dogs. I have a video out there. I don't know how it happened because it happened 10 years ago. But I had a video that got 250,000 views. Like out of nowhere. I didn't even know it happened.
Pat says I don't know. He keeps interrupting us. At Mukim C says my top 3 favorite temperatures are 75, 83, and 36.
36 is an outlier there. I was gonna wonder, like you like 71 but not 72, but 73? Is 73 okay? Like, do you just get upset for a minute there while it's going up?
Plus 6448 says I think he is pissed because he's not happy about the temperature.
No, I'm perfectly happy about the temperature. I'm not pissed. But the one 18-wheeler live streamer has the volume, I think, turned down a little bit. He doesn't talk that much though. He mostly listens.
Says apparently Craig hates weather.
It's detrimental for your lungs. So yeah, there are issues with the weather. Maybe I'll do a poll.
6448 says he is a weather hater. Hellcat says that's where the donuts come in. At Mukim C says he does seem a little sensitive with a splash of paranoid.
Oh, we're going. It's gonna be red.
Co5B says what made you start YouTube and start live?
I started watching, like I had been watching this truck driver. His channel is called the Ride Along Gang, or not the, I think it's just Ride Along Gang. His name's Bobby. He drives an 18-wheeler. And I saw him, you know, and he has the live chat going. And he also has text-to-speech. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then I started doing this. I think I started driving for the bakery last summer, maybe, July. So I thought, well, I could probably do that.
Co5B says slow down, don't rush.
Slow down, don't rush. So I saw this guy live streaming while he was driving the 18-wheeler. I thought, well, I could do that.
6448 says, what's Bobby's favorite temperature?
I don't know. If I had to guess, I would think he's more of a warm weather kind of guy, like maybe 85.
Kim C says you need a widget that puts your current temperature on the stream. Get you used to it.
No, I'm not going to do that. There are a lot of people doing that now, though. Have you noticed that? A lot of the live streamers, they have the speed. See people that put their speed,
Gal says Mookie.
their location, the temperature. There's a guy that drives a delivery truck in the upper northwest. I don't know if he's in Washington State or Oregon, but he's up somewhere up there. And he has his heartbeat, like his...
6448 says slow down, you move too fast. Got to make the morning last.
Wise words, wise words.
Feeling groovy today.
He's a singer. You got temperature, you've got location, speed, heartbeat rates per minute, or beats per minute. I think that's all I've seen. Well, I did see a DoorDash person now that was putting their current earnings for the day.
Team C says why not put your social security number up there as well.
Yeah, and weight, social security number, PIN. You always want to put your PIN, passwords.
Hellcat says in current lung capacity. New York Gal says I wish in the chat that you can drop photos. Just saw a funny one about president as a pin-up model. At Hollis6448 says yes, I noticed that on many of the Walking Lip streamers, then they make a video on how to do it.
But to do that,
PC says mother's maiden name.
I think to do that they have to be using a different broadcast software. So like OBS or Prism or streaming one, but using one of those broadcasting applications
Gal says, oh, okay.
in order to put all that stuff on your screen. And I'm trying to shy away from doing that because it delays the text and the reading of the text. You know, like everything gets pushed back. Instead of like 15 or 20 seconds, it turns into like a minute sometimes. And that's a little too long. But these are all very good questions. I want to make videos. I want to make some videos about what I've, setting this process up. Because even the truck driver that I was talking about, Bobby, whose favorite temperature is 85 degrees.
Says that kind of delay is when we all start complaining.
Yes, it gets old. And in reality, there's a delay even for the people who are reading text. There's a delay.
Says yes, especially with the time-sensitive subjects we discuss here. At Mukim says all of these excuses just because you hate the weather. What kind of fake doctor are you?
Well, they are time-sensitive. Some of our discussions could be almost life and death. Is this guy coming out? Is he going to be behind me? I do have a car behind me, so I can't slow down too much. Maybe we'll do
Cat
this.
Says I hold my breath until she reads my messages. Hellcat says I think I need a donut. At Angela.co5b says how many decorations?
All right, I'm gonna do a detour here because they've got a lot of cars in our line of traffic. I had like 3 or 4 people riding. So let's turn around and get nobody behind me so I can go by slowly. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Where am I going?
Angela.co5b says Mika Cameron.
There was a road I turned around in back here. Here we go. I have room to do this. There we go. Those trees are all very got new mulch around those trees. Good.
Angela.co5b says breath to law. At Mukim C says pulling in a driveway just to turn around makes you a donut tease.
Yeah. That was the semi-road. But yes, it does. Remember the guy that was looking out his door the other day? I thought that was a little. All right, so got nobody coming. Nobody's coming. Here we go. Listen to that speed. I just don't want to have anybody behind me when we slow down. You know what I'm saying? All right, here we go. I see the doghouse. And nothing really changed. Nothing changed yesterday. We still got all the snowmen. We've got the 2 choir people. Snoopy. See Snoopy laying down next to the house? What's going on there?
That says blew through that stop sign. At Angela.co5b says, do you have pets, Craig?
We didn't have a
At
stop sign.
Paula6448 says you should have a secret switch in the van that you activate, which release the donuts from the rear of the van. Then all the cars behind would stop to pick up the donuts.
Or I could just it could just blow powdered sugar out the back, and it would stick to their windshields, and they'd have to stop to clean off their windshields. That's another.
That says you had a stop sign when you turned right.
Oh, I didn't stop? Yeah, maybe. That's possible. It could have been a rolling stop. It was a rolling stop. I have one dog. I have one dog. I've had up to 3 at one point. Because I had the mother, the father, and the dog. The mother, the father, and the holy dog. But the one that I have now was one of the puppies that from 10 years ago. He's 10 years old. He will be 11 this year. And he is one of the puppies in the videos.
6448 says yes. Blaze M.
Yes, please, what? So I have AJ as my dog. I mean, I think if the snowmen come down, we're probably going to consider it done.
Short Gal says looks like it's going to be a lovely day there today.
Yeah, I think it is. 90 degrees. Sun's coming up.
Plus 6448 says blaze them. The switch would release a glaze cloud behind you.
Yeah, that's an idea. I could glaze too. This guy doesn't have much room to run.
Plus 6448 says I think it's too nice of a day to mess with a Christmas tree.
Well, you're not home. You couldn't mess with a tree even if you wanted to, right? Not that, but I would agree. It's not a day for an inside project. It should be an outside project today. Get some sun, vitamin D, not medical advice. Vitamin D is good for your lungs. You know, April is Lung Health Month.
Plus 6448 says was that Forrest? Run, Forrest, run.
Yeah, I think it was. When we were approaching that situation, I thought that was a kid running away from the bus at first. Like, no, I don't want to go to school. A coincidence that the man was running at the same time the bus was stopped.
Team C says, do you write prescriptions?
I could scribble my name on on a prescription pad. I don't know how effective it would be, but I could give it a shot.
That says take 2 cronuts and call me in the morning.
Got a lot of baby cows this year. There were a couple there, but there's a lot of them up at this.
Janet says a donut cures almost everything.
It really does. See? See? They're teasing me about my medical advice. It started today with a guy at Lenny's who has been having trouble with his lungs. And he's still coughing. He's getting better, but he's still coughing a lot. And so...
Plus 6448 says he does, but he calls them an invoice.
That's true. That's a good point. I do. I sort of deliver a prescription each day. Take these donuts. Take 2 donuts with milk 3 times a day.
Janet says medical advice is Craig's side hustle.
Oh, all the cows are down here today. They're pretty far. Uh-oh, tunnel and doom, tunnel and doom. Oh, you're gonna miss the little cows. The cows have... Oh, here we go. Am I back? Did I come back? I just saw a thing flash up that says
Janet says I survived the tunnel of doom.
There we go. I want to take a video in there one day of all the little baby cats. There's so many babies in there.
Plus 6448 says medical advice and weather updates.
Medical... I'm like a medical meteorologist. Look, the van is starting to... Alright, here we go.
Orc Gal says I've noticed you love cows. Do you have a farm?
No.
At Pigionet says and if he learned more about donuts, he could share that knowledge too.
I've got to clip that one scene where you said, I literally know nothing about donuts. I think that's how you worded it. I want that clip. It's too short to be a short, but maybe it's not.
Orc Gal says good morning Janet. Hellcat says Craig has a personal connection to the cows.
I do. I do. I don't have a farm, but I do feel connected to those cows. Look at the windows. Can you see how they're kind of like fogged up?
Orc Gal says ha ha ha. At Pigionet says hi there at Nigel.
No, I do like the cows.
New York Gal says ah the cow whisperer. At Hala 6448 says you know what a lot of baby cows indicate.
How long that the cows had babies? Is that what you're...
6448 says an extremely cold winter. New York Gal says I guess we can't go cow tipping.
No, we shouldn't cow tip because I like the cows. All right, you guys. I was going to say something and I can't remember what it was. I was going to say something. Oh well, it'll come back to me. All right, tomorrow's another day. No, it's not. Tomorrow's Thursday, so I'm not driving tomorrow. I might go down to the Inner Harbor today, maybe. Check it out.
Pork Gal says it's your kitchen cow themed.
Get some footage. I might clip that little thing that says, Craig, you know nothing about donuts. Even though I don't like to do shorts that are less than 30 seconds, but I might do that one just for the heck of it.
6448 says I always tip 20%.
No, once you tip a cow, it's 100%. You don't get, it goes from 0 to 100 in no time. You can't just do a partial tip on a cow.
King C says have a good one, everybody.
All right,
Thanks
guys.
for the ride, Craig.
Yeah, it was a
New
good
York
day.
Gal says ha ha ha.
All right, guys, had fun. Enjoy your day. Get outside. And I'll see you definitely Friday morning at 5:15. Talk to you
Pork
later.
Gal says have fun.
Bye.